Welcome to Cops Uncut, the show that puts you in the driving seat of America's fight against crime and gets you up close and personal with the mad, bad and dangerous to know that roam America's highways. Coming up on Cops Uncut, it takes 6 officers and a taser to fell this criminal. A drunk driver finds a great spot to park her vehicle.
With Advice Railroad, I might have a car on top of the tracks.
And a patrolman is knocked off the road by the world's dumbest driver. It's early Friday morning in Alpharetta, Georgia. Police have spotted a Mercedes driving erratically and signal for the motorist to pull over. But maybe he thinks he's in trouble for forgetting to pay his bar bill. He tries to outrun the police. On his side is a fast car and empty roads. Playing against him are the tequila slammers and 6 very sober cops in hot pursuit. Within seconds, he's reached speeds for 130 miles an hour. Not bad when you're holding a cocktail. But at these speeds, mistakes are inevitable. Sure enough, the Mercedes driver has misjudged a turnoff and ends up on the central reservation, shaken and stirred. But a little bump on the grass isn't going to stop this guy, or even a nudge by the police car. He is now speeding down the wrong side of the road. The situation was serious enough before, but now this guy poses a real danger to anyone unfortunate enough to be coming straight towards him. But he's about to have another, this time final, encounter with the central reservation. Looks like it's last orders for this guy. But the drink driving drama doesn't stop there. Even without a car, this driver is determined to outrun the cops, or at the very least, outwalk them. He's tackled to the ground, but resists every step of the way. Kicking and squirming, it takes half a dozen cops several minutes and 1 stun gun to subdue him. Another cop arrives to see the carnage and the driver who thinks he can evade the police by pretending they aren't there. Now, instead of just a driving under the influence charge, this guy faces charges of fleeing, resisting arrest, and aggravated assault with a motor vehicle. The motto is, never mix your drinks with driving. It's difficult to outrun the cops. To succeed, you need some incredible moves. These 2 teenagers in Converse, Texas, are doing nearly 100 miles an hour in a stolen car.
When you get a chance, see if you can find a phone number to the registered owner of this vehicle and see if they know where their vehicle's at.
Let's see what else they've got.
Just past the UC subject, we're doing about 95 now. Here, we're in UC.
These guys are inventive. They take exits. They bounce off walls.
Yeah, we're going north now. Selma. They just crashed.
They cross the grass verge. They even pretend to bail out.
Nope, they're still going on the wrong side of the road. He's already attempted to jump out at one time, so he's gonna run.
But the officer calmly follows their every move. He's been there, done that, and got the T-shirt. As the traffic becomes heavier, they weave across the road at high speeds. Still, the officer stays on their tail. On tarmac. On the grass. even through some pretty hairy handbrake turns. Fortunately, this officer got the T-shirt so long ago he's using it as a duster, like an anaconda squeezing its victim. The more they struggle, the closer he seems to get. Finally, the teenagers run out of road, and this time they bail for real.
455, they're on foot behind the alley.
The passenger is caught moments later, but the driver gets away. Until the next morning, when he's turned in by his mum. Yep, it's difficult to outrun the cops, but it's impossible to escape an angry mum. Crazy kids are one thing, crazy weather is another. This Ohio officer has stopped to help a motorist struggling in the snow. The motorist is only 18 and has little experience driving in such brutal conditions. And he certainly hasn't seen anything like what happens next. The officer is thrown clear over the guardrail by an out-of-control car. But before the car hits, he pushes the young motorist out of the way, almost certainly saving his life. His reward is a broken pelvis and a fractured eye socket. Welcome to the limo ride from hell. Police in East Point, Michigan have been alerted to a fake limo on the loose. Someone has stolen a limousine and a uniform and is taking money from unsuspecting passengers. They really are being taken for a ride. But he's been spotted by the limo's real driver, who's in the process of making his own inquiries as the police turn up. That's the fake limo driver, minus his fake uniform, making a run for it. And these are the passengers realising their executive ride has come to an end in a gas station. The half-naked imposter leads the cops on a chase through a fast food restaurant, putting the diners off their lunch. Returning the way he came, he runs back to the limo and inexplicably tries to hide in the back. This time, presumably, trying to impersonate one of the passengers. The police aren't fooled. One tasering later, and he's done.
Fucking idiot.
Stopping the bad guys is only part of a trooper's job. Once you've caught them, you've got to keep them. Which is unfortunately what the trooper who'd arrested this man in Florida did not do. Yes, he put him in the back seat. Yes, he handcuffed him. But he also left the partition between the front and back of the car open and left him alone for 15 minutes. He didn't paint a big neon sign saying, "Please try to escape," but he may as well have done. After checking out his options, this criminal is able to maneuver his way out of the car. The question is, how far is he going to get in bare feet, wearing a pair of handcuffs? The answer, not very far. He was recaptured 24 hours later. The officer was reprimanded. A good cop should always be alert, because there will always be someone doing something really stupid nearby, especially at night.
Watch that, whatever that is.
This officer is on a routine patrol but out of the corner of his eye, he's spotted a car getting itself stuck on some railroad tracks.
Or I might have a car on top of the tracks.
A quick chat with the driver suggests drink might be involved.
What's wrong? You sorry for what? How much you had to drink tonight? Not much. Really? Really? Not much, ma'am. All right, I want you to walk to my patrol car.
How am I supposed to walk?
With your feet.
And that this driver might not appreciate the seriousness of the situation.
I want you to come over here, all right? Your car's on top of the railroad track, just in case you don't remember.
But that soon changes when they hear a whistle coming round the bend.
Back up! Shit.
We're gonna have her on the car.
She's out, man, with that drink.
It's Carmageddon. If the police officer hadn't got to her when he did, those drinks would have been her last. In the morning, she'll have a sore head, a criminal record, and no car. And she should consider herself lucky. Now, there's a time and a place for showing off. And right in front of a police car on patrol isn't one of them. Especially if you're clearly not as good a motorcyclist as you think you are. This trooper barely had to turn on his engine, making this the shortest motorcycle chase in history. Check out Mr. Big Shot. He's just stolen a fancy car in Houston, Texas. He can't wait to call his friends to tell them about it. It was a remarkably easy job. Almost too easy, you might think. Unfortunately for this criminal mastermind, the car he's stolen is a bait car. One of several the Houston PD maintains to capture morons like this. It's a shame he's already used up his one phone call. Now, how many people can you fit in an SUV? The answer, according to this chase from Mission, Texas, is more than you think. Like many high-speed pursuits, this one starts innocently enough. The officer spots some dodgy license plates and signals to the SUV driver to pull over. Which it looks like he is about to do, until he has second thoughts. This is when he becomes the fastest bus in Texas. First stop, 3 not at all suspicious guys get out. Oh no, make that 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Strange, that's not even their stop. Before you can say ding ding, all aboard, he's off again. After a quick scoot down the freeway, we reach the next stop. 3 passengers hop off this time. Your nearest exits are here, here, and here. So, 7 people lighter, our driver makes for the freeway again. With all that weight unloaded, he can burn a little rubber. He tears up the road, making no attempt to pick anyone up or drop anyone else off. As he hurtles through passing traffic, he reaches exceptional speeds and weaves between startled motorists, trying to keep the police off his tail. But nothing will shake these determined officers. The problem with this kind of driving is that the roads never seem quite wide enough. as our rogue driver finds out when he misjudges a corner and gets acquainted with a concrete pillar. The ultimate bus stop. Surprisingly, he's the only one left on board. And it's the officers issuing the tickets for this journey. When the call comes in, police must respond as quickly as possible, even if it means leaving behind the donuts. Every second is vital. Lives could be at stake. But with great speed comes great responsibility. These officers in Davenport, Iowa, are responding after an altercation involving a man with a gun. A fellow officer radioed for assistance after failing to catch the suspect on foot. Too many donuts, perhaps. His backup buddies race to his aid, speeding through the quiet streets. And as one patrolman focuses on catching up with the suspect, we all get a reminder to use our mirrors when making turns. The officer in the crashed car suffered leg and hip injuries. Although he recovered, it didn't look like his vehicle did. Following this accident, his local police department brought in rules requiring officers to justify their speed, and having a sugar rush doesn't qualify. Accidents aren't usually the fault of the police. In a pursuit, the general public has an important role to play, which is get out of the way. Here is a textbook example of what not to do from Colleyville, Texas. Police are in high-speed pursuit of an armed felony suspect, aka the bad guy. As they speed through the traffic, other drivers know they should signal and move to the right. Or if they can't, they should hold their ground and let the officer pass. Most drivers do what they're supposed to do. Signal and move to the right. Signal and move to the right. Signal and move to the right. Apart from this guy, who signals and then instantly forgets his left from his right, moving back into the police car's path. Fortunately, neither the officer nor the driver he hit were seriously hurt, and police caught up with the suspect further down the road. But the dumb motorist didn't even stop to say sorry. That's not right. Or is it left? Police patrolmen just never know what's on the other side of the hill. Nor can any amount of skill or vigilance prepare them for the surprises that lurk around the corners and turns that make up America's rural road system, as this officer in Greene County, Ohio, discovered. And nothing's more surprising than an off-duty firefighter on a motorcycle disappearing under your bumper. He was wearing flip-flops and shorts, which means, even as a firefighter, he had the worst friction burns he'd ever seen. Now everyone likes a drive in the country. The beautiful scenery, the winding roads. Actually, could you slow down a little? I feel a bit sick. But the problem with country roads is the traffic, which this suspect in Jeffersonville, Georgia, is struggling to deal with. Remember, frustration can cause accidents. So he decides the wisest course of action is to hit the highway. And on these wide open roads, he nearly outruns the police, reaching incredible speeds. But he's a country boy at heart and can't resist the lure of the back roads. But he's straight back into traffic, Sunday drivers. He uses his brakes to try to startle the pursuing officers. Nice try, but the Georgia PD are made of sterner stuff. It'll take more than that to shake them. Like a dozy truck driver, for instance. As the pursuit continues, the roads become more country than Willie Nelson. And as our suspect struggles through the dirt, he succeeds not in losing his pursuers, but finding new ones. The more the merrier on this country drive. Now there are 3 cars on his tail. He can evade one, but when he tries the whole slam on the brakes manoeuvre again, he ends up performing the dictionary definition of a last-ditch effort. So, what have we learned today on Cops Uncut? If your limo driver is shirtless, it might be worth checking his licence.
Fucking idiot.
You might escape the law, but you can't escape your parents. And SUVs are spacious and surprisingly easy to disembark at speed.
1, 2, 3, 4.